Lisa and Liz here with me today, and we're really excited because Liz has not, she does her own YouTube, and I met Liz back in Vermont, and she does cards in the morning, so she kind of sets up the day for everybody. She has a lot of hidden talents, so we want to introduce her to you, and we're really excited because she's a lot of fun as well. So, hi, you guys.
Hey,
So, tell us just a little bit about you, Liz, because you have all kinds of things that you've done.
great. Well, thank you so much for having me here, honey and Lisa. You guys are so amazing. I am just honored to be here with you guys. I'm a little nervous. It's just amazing. And I live off grid. I'm building a farm with my son on beautiful land with some very, very old oak trees. And it's a very spiritual process for me. I'm a trained botanist and an energy worker, and I love working with the trees and the land and growing food for people. It's such a great feeling. We grew a lot of carrots this year, and they were beautiful. So
Yeah, and I want to add, I've been to her farm, and was it a year ago? We were past season, and she had romaine lettuce that was like this big. I have pictures of she farms the old-fashioned way. Everything was by hand. Everything's by hand. And you could see the love that she puts in, and she communicates with all of the plant life and broccoli. And I mean, I came home. It took me like 2 weeks to eat that whole head of romaine. I couldn't believe how much lettuce was in it. It was bigger than my head.
yeah,
I
that was
remember the
great.
tomatoes.
Yep.
The tomatoes were amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were yummy. Yes. Yeah, so I love it. And I love working with people and helping them get feel better physically. I'm a health coach. I'm an essential emotions coach, so I work with emotions, and I'm trained in the quantum healing that Lisa does, and Honey does her own thing, but the quantum healing that Lisa does, we both did that. So I'm doing that with clients weekly and finding that it's just the bomb. It's amazing the shifts that happen with quantum healing. I love it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And we really wanted to bring Liz, in front of you guys today because a lot of people say, who do I make an appointment with as an individual? Because Lisa and I, we do a group thing. And I think Liz is a great person if you guys have something that you want to heal, especially if it's connected to nutrition and the quantum, because those two things really need to meet together. A funny thing happened the other day. Lisa mentioned, oh, we're supposed to be taking beets because nitric acid is super important for our fascia. And I'm like, really? So I got some like fermented beet capsules yesterday.
Yeah.
You
And
did
it already started changing, like my knees feel better already.
instant,
Yeah,
instant with the beats.
crazy.
Yep.
Yeah,
Especially around,
yeah.
when you get into menopause and postmenopausal,
Mhm.
it's so interesting, all the things that I'm learning about my body and releasing cortisol and lymphs and all of that. And Liz is a master in using the essential oils. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've called her and I'm like, I have this and I have that. She's like, do you have oregano oil? And do you have this oil? Do you have that oil? She's always having me put things together or making sure that I have it.
Really
I
good.
always want you to feel good.
Yeah.
And that's something that I love doing. I really love working with people. Sorry, my dog is barking.
It's okay. We don't hear that
Okay.
much. It's really
Oh,
good.
good.
Yeah, yeah.
I love working with people, especially like after a quantum healing sometimes, where people need just a little bit of extra TLC. They've done the big, big leap in the quantum healing, and then they wake up the next day and they might feel like they're in a growth curve and they want just a little bit of like what's happening. And with my clairvoyant training, we used to work with that all the time. We used to work with our growth periods and help to move the energy that's moving out, because most of the time you're just releasing. It's the old stuff that's just like saying, hey, I'm leaving now, and just helping them to move it out is something I love to do. It gives people just a little more empowerment. And I love working with people one on one. Totally love it.
Yeah. I loved it too, but I wore myself out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And
Right.
yeah, my work is more I do more a lot of the mental, like the hypnosis and metaphysical stuff. You really go into the body, and and that's where it's so amazing the work that you do. And you also communicate with the plant life. I'd love for you to share. We were talking about before we started recording about even communicating with the trees and bringing in rain. It's so weird because the past couple of years we've had so many floods in Vermont that literally like people's land have been washing out and people's houses flooding. And then this year we had a drought, which we rarely have. And Liz having this farm, it was devastating to so many farms in Vermont. And you said you were inspired by honey.
Yes. Honey is so amazing. Talk about humble. Honey is so humble. Um, honey,
me.
can I tell you, tell what you told me
Yeah.
at Lisa's that day?
Yeah, that's fine.
So honey told me about, there was a tornado that, you can correct me if I get some of the details wrong, but there was a tornado coming towards her place. And she said, not today, not on my watch. And she walked outside and she put her hand up and she stopped it. I mean, she knew that where it was coming from. She said it was from a relative that was trying to interfere. And so she already saw it and she's like, not going to happen. And her husband was there listening to the story in the room. And he said, he was like, whoa, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, he was a little bit shocked. He was worried about because it was coming at the solar. And it wasn't a big, big tornado, but it was a real tornado. So, yeah, he wasn't very excited.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's just not have it.
Yeah. So I said to myself, if honey can do that, then maybe I can get the trees to help make it rain. So I did a rain dance and talked with the trees and thanked the trees and thanked the land and the wind and the rain. Please come. And it took like a half an hour, and then I got a response back. So if it had been a tornado, I would have been flattened, but but I'm just a newbie trying to, learn the communication and everything. But it did work. We got rain, and it was fun. Yeah. So you can do it too. Anybody can do it.
Yeah. Anybody.
Yeah.
Anybody. And trees, it just takes them, they're manifesting too. So you were asking them to manifest with you, which is why, in their time period, it's not immediate. If you have something coming at you, you can pause it. Like you can slow it down, like I did the tornado. And I just dismantled it, but you can just slow it down or stop it or remember how the chairs were falling apart and I sat in one and it broke?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I had this weird feeling that it was going to break, and I was like trying to be careful, but then I scooted and it was cracked. So then the whole thing went down and I could feel it happening. And I was like, slow down.
I literally watched you fall in slow motion. I've never seen anything like that before because you had said, intuitively to tell it to slow down. And I'm watching you go down. I'm like, what? Yeah, you literally fell in slow motion. It was wild.
It was so crazy. And it didn't hurt at all. Like I didn't
No.
have any kind of issue from it.
That's so
So
cool.
crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you could do anything.
You
You can do
can. And
anything.
one of my favorite things I like to teach people to do is if they get burned on a stove or they have an injury, you can go back to that time, like when you touch the pot, and you can take that moment of time and put it in a rose, like an imaginary rose out in front of you, over and over again until there's no charge. And then the healing begins really quickly. Like my teacher who told me about that, he watched the burn go away. And you have to have no resistance to be that good, but I can get it so that the healing happens pretty quickly. It takes practice.
Yeah.
But anybody
Yeah.
can do that.
Yeah, and
It
it's
really
interesting.
helps.
I had learned that in a hypnosis course years ago when I was training because the body takes on the
Wow.
trauma emotionally as well as the physical trauma. And so what he would actually have us do is like, let's say you were in a car accident. He would actually have us rewind the car accident and physically like on the floor go through the motions of like, hitting the steering wheel or hitting whatever it was, and you literally unwind everything. You feel your muscles and everything, doing it through the unconscious, going into the unconscious mind, back to that moment and reversing it all. It's pretty
Wow.
wild. Yeah.
Yes. Wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
No, it works.
Lots of ways to do these fun things,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, there really is. And you can like flip into different timelines and change, whatever happened too. But you usually have to see it and say no.
Yep.
It's almost like changing a dream. Like if you're a lucid dreamer, like I'll
Yep.
always go in and change the ending because I'm like, no, that's not cool. I don't like that ending. Like, you know, usually I'm in some kind of fight with somebody or whatever, and I'm like, no, that's not, I don't want that. So then I'll go back and change it. I remember the first time I did that, it took me 30 times of
Oh,
rewinding and fixing the dream. And then I woke up in the morning, I was like, wow, that was trippy, you know?
so you did that while you were dreaming 30 times, or you went and
Yeah.
meditated?
No,
Wow.
while I was dreaming. So I woke up in the morning and I had rearranged the dream to a point where I was okay to wake up.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was
Wow.
crazy.
That's
I was
great.
probably 40 when I did that. So it was 15 years ago.
Oh,
Yeah,
you look like you're 40 now.
I'm not. I
So,
am, you're going to turn 55. So
oh, wow.
pretty soon. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
excited. It's fun. I like the 5-5. Yeah.
That was a big, big shift in my life. Like I had a huge, huge change. That was the my beginning of my divorce.
Oh,
Like,
that's funny. That is a big change.
it is.
Relationships change. There's so many things that are changing right now too. And I feel like next year's going to be like the beginning will be chaotic, but it's going to be such an interesting year and so much fun, I think, for a lot of us. And for some people, they'll be all miserable and stuff because weren't caught up to what's actually going on. But I think a lot of us are just going to have like such a blast. So I'm excited for next year. And
Yeah,
I
you know,
think
it's
this month, even.
yeah, it's so funny because I was just saying to a friend of mine, I said this past year, 2025, has probably been one of the most fun, amazing years of my life. And this time last year, all I knew was that I was going to Puerto Vallarta for a week. That was it. I had no idea what was going to happen in that, and the amount of travel and the amount of fun and the amount of people that I've spent time with and my work and working on my next book that's almost done, and you're both in it. Getting the final part done, but when you let
How
go
do you think that happened for you? What do you think you did so that you had such an amazing year? What did you do different?
I surrendered and let go. I stopped trying to control it all, and I started saying yes to things.
Yes.
It's like when someone says to you, "Oh, you're going to be in Mexico. If I find some house sits on trusted house sitter, would you stay longer?" And I was like, my first response is always like, "No, how can I do that? I can't do that." And then I was like, "No, say yes," and I did. And so I changed my flight from 1 week to a month. And she's like, "Why did you do that? We might be there longer." I'm like, "We can't be there longer." And then all of a sudden it turned into 3 months. I had to change my return flight 3 times. So I've learned when I travel now, I only do one way there. Like I didn't book
Oh,
my flight returning when I was with Honey in Europe until probably a week before it was time for me to go home because it just kept expanding. I didn't know when I was going to get home. So it's the letting go of the fear of the unknown, surrendering and letting and knowing that everything's in divine timing. And I do the Ho'oponopono a lot, the forgiveness prayer, because anytime I feel any energy stuck in my body, I'm like, no, because I need to be in flow. I need to be in constant flow. So the minute I feel fear coming up or a no or sadness or whatever it is, I'm like, what is this teaching me? What is the gift in this? And then I'm going to let it go. And I even had a conversation with a friend over the weekend whose daughter is very, very sick. And we were out to dinner. And then they started to relay all these things that were happening in the family and the family dynamic and how it was changing. And I was like, I know this is hell for you, but I want you to see the gifts that are happening because of this and acknowledge them. Because when we get trapped in the fear and this and all of that that's going on, we miss those little miracles that are going on. So I think that's also really important is to stay in gratitude and look for those little things because those things that happen are changing. And when you shift, other people are shifting around you. So we don't know what kind of miracles can happen when you start changing your world.
Can
wow.
you hold your
So
hand up?
moment by moment.
So look at her hand. It is glowing.
I know, I don't know what's going
Yeah, you have the light just right that your aura is like shining. So fun.
on. Well, it's been interesting. I'm like the biggest extrovert. I haven't, like all week, I didn't want to leave my house. I could feel something's been happening to my body. There's been a huge upgrade this week. And finally, like this morning and yesterday, I finally had energy to do something. But, and that's the other thing is honor your body and honor the time that you're going through because everything shifted on me. And instead of feeling like I was on this, like feeling like the rug's to be pulled out from under me and losing everything and I'm like, bring it on. Oh yeah, look at that. This hand is glowing. That's so crazy. Um, but I feel like I'm a different person.
Yeah, you shifted.
Yeah, there's
We've
been a
been
huge shift.
shifting a lot
Yeah.
yeah. and a lot of like sleepless
Yeah.
things going on. How about you, Liz? Have you been sleeping okay?
Um, I just I'm off grid, so I tend to fall asleep really early now, and then I get up, and then I'm awake for like 3 or 4 hours, and then I'll fall back asleep, and then get up with the sunrise. So it's like a 12-hour period that I'm like actually kind of down for the count, but I'm not really. So I will get up and do things or go outside. But yeah, there's this wild energy around like the middle of the night,
Yeah.
Yeah, a
like
lot of people are waking
downloads
up
or
in the middle of the
something.
night.
Mm-hmm.
And you almost think, okay, well, I'm just going to get up then because I'm wide awake.
Yeah.
And then
And
it's like, well, it's 2 in the morning. Maybe I'll go back to.
well, I
Yeah.
heard you guys talking about that, you and Janine, on one of your
Yeah.
shows. And I had read that too, that people used to do that anyway. They would go to sleep
Mhm.
early, and then they would have like, if they were in a village, they'd go see their friends at like 12 or 2 in the morning and have something to eat. And then they'd go back to sleep for a little bit. Sounds kind of fun.
I think it is. It sounds really fun. Yeah. And I don't think we'll have the same kind of darkness in the future, like in the sky. I don't think it's going to be as dark. So twilight will be more of what we're going to see. So that's going to be really interesting. And I don't think it'll last as long either, but the day will be longer.
Mm.
So just
Nice.
very interesting things to come over the next years that kind of unfold.
That's amazing.
Mhm.
Wow. So it won't be as dark
No, more
at
like
night.
twilight.
Yeah, the hardest part I find the in the end of October, early November, when we do the daylight savings time, and
Mm.
Vermont for some reason, and I never like put it together until someone said like we have overcast weather that comes in November, and it snows, rains, something, or we have cloud cover almost all winter. There's only a handful of really full sunny days all winter long. And someone said we have only like 54 on average full days of sun a year. Our summers are spectacular, but and we get a lot of rain normally. This summer we had a lot of sun, that's why the drought, but normally like the winter it's like the sun comes out and you got to run outside and get some sun because you don't know how long it's going to be out there. I went snowshoeing yesterday because I was like the sun came out, there's like a hole in the clouds. I got to
It
get
was
out.
so beautiful. It was
Yeah.
amazing. It was like
Yeah.
a completely different day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was on the phone with Honey and I was driving and I'm like, you could literally see the line down the sky where it was all these dark clouds and then the sun was on the other side. There was like a crack in the matrix of some sort. It was wild.
That's
Those show
crazy.
up every once in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
So,
really cool.
everything is all quantum and that's why I love like, when we do this healing, it really it helps reset me. I mean, people don't understand that, when I'm doing this, it's just coming through me. I'm not doing anything. And so I'm getting a healing like everyone else is. And so by doing this, every time I work on with a client or every time I work on myself, I'm getting these healings and I'm having these extraordinary things happen and change and there go my hands again.
You're really bright. I mean,
It's
your face is glowing too, but you
I
can really
know,
see it in
but you
your
can see
hands.
my hands, especially this
Yeah.
hand. That's wild.
Hmm.
But yeah, everything's changing. And here's the other thing that I noticed. If you can rise above, and how do I explain this? When you look at things from the big picture, rise above everything that's going on in the world. Like I have a friend who called me and she was all upset about what happened in Bondi Beach and all these shootings and Rob Reiner and his wife and all of these things and I was like, just stop. How is this affecting your life right now? Other than getting you into fight or flight, rise above it and look at that everything's in divine order and there's reasons that all of these things are happening. Part of it is to wake people up. And so, kind of look at it as things are accelerating. It also means that things are going to get a lot better really quick. I'm so sorry, this is cracking up. I talk with my hands. I'm going to get my hands down. But no, it's really amazing what's happening. And so it's not about being joyful about people who are traumatized. It's about the acceleration of all the dismantling. It's the huge acceleration. And Liz, I even
And
seen,
things coming to light.
yes. Like, what are you seeing,
Yeah.
Liz?
Yeah. I'm seeing that if I like am on social media for even 10 minutes, I'm being bombarded with bad news. And I just like, okay, well, I don't have to be here. I don't have to be in 3D. I can be in 5D. And that's about where I go. Because I mean, I have so much I'm dealing with on my own personal journey that I don't want to, you know, it's just too much. It's just way too much to deal with. All those things that just happened in like 3 days. You can't think about it
No.
because I can't do anything about it necessarily. I can pray for people, but yeah.
Well, here's the other part that most people don't understand. As we change on the inside, what changes on the outside changes. So the more peaceful you get and the more connected you are to the earth, the more you're shifting and accelerating what goes on outside of you.
Mm.
So instead of letting what goes on outside of you accelerate you into depression, the more you meditate, I was listening to something, they said we should now be meditating 2 to 3 times a day,
At
connecting to
least.
source
Yeah.
and bringing in all that. Sorry. This is so cool. Just the more you bring in and the more you're grounding it. And then it goes to the trees. Get out in nature. My roommate Barry and I were out snowshoeing in the woods and we were hugging trees and thanking them. And we were having so much
Oh,
fun and just being so grateful. The sun came out. It was beautiful.
that's fantastic. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The trees are so happy when you hug them too. I mean, they're so grounded. If you need grounding and it's winter, take your gloves off and go hug a tree. Just put your
Yeah,
face next to the bark and you're going to feel
definitely.
it. Hmm.
You can ask them first if they want a hug too. They love that. They love being asked,
Yeah.
you know, because then they'll talk back to you. So if you start that, it's so cool because you'll have a new best friend. Seriously. It's
Oh, yeah.
fantastic. Like I just like go talk to my there's one tree on a property that takes care of all the other trees. I forget what that's called, a caretaker
Mother
tree.
tree.
The mother tree, yeah.
Well, I think this one's a grandfather. But anyway,
Oh.
it doesn't I call him the grandfather tree. Um yeah. And so he just talks to me all the time. And he said he was so grateful to me because I asked him what I could do for him because he's old. Like I think he told me he was on the property when they built the Revolutionary War road, which I don't know if it's true or not, but anyway, we've got Revolutionary War road markers right by my property, and it goes right to the Mount Independence. And my property is the high point on the land all around. So I saw that there was like, camps there with soldiers.
Mhm.
So he said he was a sapling then. So he's been around for a very long time. And so he has a little bit of heart rot. And um, asked him what I could do for him, and he said he'd like me to spray some oregano oil on his leaves. So I went and got my oils and I brought it down and I sprayed it, and his leaves were so high up I couldn't reach him, but the wind took it to him. It was so
Wow.
funny. I'm like, and his aura started glowing
Wow.
that day. Yes, like you. And
Beautiful.
then a week later, he asked me for magnolia
Oh,
oil. So I got him some magnolia oil.
and
Um,
did that help with
but
his heart?
he talks to me. Well, the oregano helped with the fungal infection, and the
Mhm.
magnolia was for him to work with like shutting down for the winter for some reason.
Oh yeah, go into hibernation.
I don't know why. Yeah. And he just said I was the first one who ever, talked to him. Oh, it
Hmm.
almost makes me want to cry. Like the most
Oh,
beautiful tree ever. And like people go by and they like them, say, "Oh, what a beautiful tree." But this was the first one time he said anyone asked.
Is that the tree that's on your property, the big one?
It is. I don't know if you saw it. It's all the way down below. The one that I always take pictures from, that's the grandmother tree.
Okay. Because when you do the morning tarots, you often are in front of a
Y-
tree, and that's the grandmother tree, which is magnificent.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
mm,
That one needs oregano too. But they're all like connected with the mycelium network.
yeah.
So that's kind of cool.
He's like, that's my lady.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Yep.
They're cute.
Yeah. They
Yeah.
are.
Yeah.
And this was something that I learned years ago was I started meditating with my back to a tree. And I
Mhm.
started communicating. And as a little girl, I did that. I remember I ran away from home. I was like 8 years old. I had my little suitcase with me, and I was gone a couple hours. I got home. My mother didn't even know I was gone. She had no idea I'd gone. I was
Oh
more
my God, you
depressed that
made
she
this
wasn't
grand
upset.
exit. Yeah. No,
But I
you didn't
remember
notice?
going to this giant oak tree, and the oak tree had, it was almost like a throne, it was a seat. And I remember sitting on that root, and I put my back to the tree, and I remember just closing my eyes and being with that tree for hours. And I've done that as an adult too, is go sit at the tree, and you ask the tree, and the information comes in. And it feels like you might be making it up, but you're not. And that's why people need to. They'll be like, "Oh, Liz can do that, but I can't do that." No, you can do it too. You go sit down with a tree and you close your eyes any time of year, and you just start talking to the tree, and they will give you answers.
They want you to talk to them.
Yeah,
They do. That's a great story.
and they'll transmute for you too. If you've got something going on, they'll take the sadness from you. They'll take your anger from you. You ask them. They want to help you.
And they'll just send it right down to the earth.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Trees.
So, have you guys read The Ringing Cedars?
I have
I've
not.
read some of
Okay.
it, and that is incredible. You read the whole thing?
No, I have the whole thing, but I've read the first couple of books,
That's right.
and the explosion of the cedar tree, because it has so much information, like when it hits 500 years, it has so much information and so much power. And if it hasn't been utilized, it will basically like explode.
Wow.
And they're called the ringing cedars for a reason. Like there's a ring, I guess, that goes out, or a sound, I would assume, when they kind of explode. And it's just beautiful, like the amount of power that they contain. And they have all this knowledge. And I think that was one of the psyops, that humanity forgot how to communicate with the trees.
Well, also the clear cutting, right?
Yeah.
and all the concrete that gets put in, so that because the root system is so deep, and the connection, that a lot of the concrete in all these cities have
Mhm.
disconnected a lot of the communication from the trees around the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's going to change.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
Really fun.
And you
Really
also
fun.
and you also communicate with the oils. Like the oils and the essences that you work with also communicate with you, don't they?
Yeah. Um, I mean more the trees, but yeah, I mean, I don't know what you mean by that.
Well, you'll talk to the oils and you ask them.
Oh yeah, like yeah, if this is what oh, the muscle testing.
Yep.
Yes. Yes, I will. Once I muscle test and I find out like where should I put it? What will it do? How long do I, suggest this person takes the oil for and that. But I've been told to talk with them a lot more than I do. I should do it a lot more than I do because they are sacred. Um essence, essences from the plant. They're just amazing.
Yeah.
And incredible how just one drop can really shift your mood. So it's incredible.
Yeah. Yeah, so
Mhm.
so one of the things that I love about Liz is it's that she focuses directly on each individual person. And she muscle tests, and she's like a demon. She does it with her fingers. I can never do it that fast. I always used a pendulum, but she's like, nope, 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 nope. She does her fingers.
Well, I learned how to muscle test when my son was going through all the chemo he went through, 3.5 years. My naturopath did it. I had learned how to do it when I learned 3-in-1 stress diffusion techniques. Nobody does that anymore, but it's incredible. So I've been muscle testing forever, and if you do it, like I would muscle test everything. Like, should he have like salmon or lamb today? Should he have broccoli? Should he have onions? All day long.
So
Just
just to back up, your son was how old when he was diagnosed with with the C word?
he was almost 7. He was
Yeah.
almost 7. Yeah. And he got leukemia, and it was just, yeah, terrible thing. But also, I'm so glad you said that about somebody that you is dear to you whose daughter is sick. And one of the things about an illness like that is it really brings you so close to the edge of life and death. And what it does for people, if you can pivot, is it shows you the beauty in life. And the beauty in life is the moments, right? It's the moments. It's not the big house or the car or anything. It's the moments that you have. So it could be like enjoying the steam coming off your coffee in the morning, or a giggle with your, someone. And when you tune into it, that's when you just savor that richness of life. And that's one of those shifts.
Yeah.
And you do that when your kid is sick. You want them to be having so much fun and have them like just not even think they're sick, and that their body will heal. So you just make it into a party if you can.
So you helped him heal because he was quite ill. We're not going to use the word, but he was quite ill, and you used. Is that how you got into oils and all of this? Or you already had your master's in botany and yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I did. So that was great because I was able to go to the literature, the scientific literature, because I read papers all the time, and bring them back to the oncologist team and say, look, I can give him vitamin C, it says right here. I bring them it. And then by the second month, they stopped trying to get me to not give him things. They just would ask me, what are you doing now, Liz? Which is real, like most people are scared of their oncologist team, but they worked with me, and so that was good. I did science based, but also a lot of energy work, and worked with my naturopath. And also, my naturopath is a Tibetan Buddhist. I don't know if you ever saw this, Lisa, but Jasper's in a movie because her teacher is Garshan Rinpoche, and he is a bodhisattva, and he was in Vermont when my son finished his induction chemotherapy, and he agreed to give him what they call an interview. So, and it was filmed. So I met this man that, like, Tibetan natives, they prostate themselves for like 6 months just to get a glimpse of him, because if they do, then they know they won't get reborn in I think it's called samsara,
Oh, I
or
don't know.
like the lower realms. But just even being around him, you burn through a lot of karma. So he's in a movie with him.
Oh, that's so cool. I didn't know
Nice.
that.
And yeah, and he told me in the interview that as his mom, my job was to pray for him and to pray for all children. And when I'm feeding him, to say a prayer and say that any food that I'm giving him is going to transmute the karma for all the kids. And he said, when a child falls ill, it's karma. So he said you need to pray for his karma to get him so that he can release. And that's when I did the energy work, where he was a kamikaze bomber in his last
Wow.
lifetime, and he died in a plane crash and left a wife and everything. So I was working with John Fulton on that, and we transmuted that. And I think that's one of the reasons he got better. Because
Wonderful.
he's been a general in many, many lifetimes, my son. Like, one time he did a uh we had to do these spinal infusions every month, and so they would put him under. And so I would hold space for him, make sure that there weren't any energies getting in the room, grounded the doctors, filled the whole room with golden light. And I was just sitting there meditating, and then this Vietnam vet showed up to him on a motorcycle and rode up to Jasper, who was on the table, and they like high-fived and everything, and they had this conversation. So that's when I knew he was also in the Vietnam War. So he's been in like so many wars. But anyway, he's
And
a
now
very, like,
he's a very kind, gentle soul working with the land.
Hmm.
yes,
So that's
yeah,
done.
yes.
Yeah.
And he loves like cars from the Vietnam era, which is kind of fun too.
Yeah.
He,
Wow.
yeah,
My husband and Jasper would probably really have fun.
I know. He did
Are
drive that
obsessed.
1975 Buick Electra across country successfully.
Oh,
He didn't get it back, but he got it there.
Oh, he got it back.
Oh, that's right. He did. He
He
did.
got it back.
Yep.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I mean, it broke down a few times. He had to get a good friend who could also like be level-headed and get it back with them, because they had to like fix it a lot on the way.
that is funny.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny. Life's adventures are really important. They're so like it's invaluable to go on adventures because it changes who you are, and you start to feel like, oh yeah, I can do all this stuff. You're capable, and it changes your perspective so much. So I want to talk about something we're going to be doing at the end of the month. We're going to do an adventure, Lisa and I, and we're going to do a spoon bending class. Now, Lisa is the one that had the first class, and I'm just going to be supporting her in the class, clearing some of the things that maybe got in the way for the
Yeah.
some of the people at the last class, because it's all about the inner child.
Yeah.
So we'll be doing some exercises before, and then Lisa will be doing some things when it comes to getting you into the mode.
Yeah.
But when you can change matter like that and basically make it malleable, it's a lot of fun. And honestly, you guys, you're doing it all day long, every day. But to be able to do it in that concentrated moment is really cool.
Yeah.
So,
Liz was in that too. And I had a group of friends over and we did it as a group. And what I find that's interesting is it really is your frame of mind and a lot of your inner child. Because and here's the thing, and you had this too. I was going through this whole doubt thing the whole time I was doing it. I kept saying, everyone else is going to be able to do it but me. And then mine bent. And you had something similar to that. And then I've had people who are like, oh, this is going to be a piece of cake, and then didn't bend it on the first time. But then we go through it and do it again, and they're able to bend it on the second time. So I don't want people to be disappointed or think, something's wrong. It's also teaching people what they need to clear.
yeah.
And so it's a gift. So if you're unable to do it, you're just like, okay, what is it in me that's blocking? Oh my God. I can't take it. This is so funny to me. I feel like I'm on it, like
The glowing.
It is. It's glowing. God. But it really shows you what is left, and then from there, and then it's gone. It's so life changing. And I tell the
is. And I
story.
remember I
Yeah.
had I called her up because I bent the spoon, and then I went outside, and it just it just it activated me releasing something, like a really traumatic thing, actually. And it was something that was in my nervous system, unconscious. Like, I did bend the spoon. I walked outside, and when I came back in, my teeth were chattering,
Hmm.
which is like, have you ever seen anyone do that? Like, their teeth chatter, they're releasing.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happened. Like, they chattered. I was like, oh, okay. So I just released something that told me I couldn't do that. And I think I did that because I think I was able to do it because you led the group so well, Lisa. I think you just led that really nice meditation, the grounding, and just, your soft energy. And it just sounded like so feasible the way that you did it. So anybody who wants to bend a spoon should do it, because it really was quite amazing.
Well, thank you. It is life changing to realize how much you can influence the outcome of things in your life. Because if you can do that, you can do so many other things. I know in the movie Zero Limits, Dr. Joe Vitale was bending horseshoes, and he was bending nails. I mean, I bent a 10-foot piece of rebar from my throat 10 years ago. You
How do
can
you
do,
explain it? How do you explain that it happens?
I don't know, freaked me out. I still have it. You've seen it in the fairy forest. It's still there.
Yeah.
You can't budge it. It's like, I remember when we put all our attention to our throat, we put all our energy there, and then all of a sudden, Anne said, walk. And you have to trust, because the other partner that you're walking with, both of you walk towards each other, and then it just bent. And then once you stop, you can't put it back. It's like permanently in that position. But yeah, and people break arrows with their throat. I've walked on glass. I've walked on fire. All of that. It's all mind. It truly is the matrix. Like we're breaking the matrix and all those belief systems.
We're in the matrix.
Yeah.
So, and the less real it feels as we go. That's what I've noticed. Like it doesn't feel very real anymore.
No. And what I say is not in my timeline. Like if someone says, "Oh, this is happening." I'm like, "No, that's not happening in my timeline. You can choose it if you want, but I just negate it. I just say no."
Yeah.
I rebuke it is great. I
Yeah.
rebuke that. Yeah.
It's very
Yeah.
cool.
This
Oh
was
my God.
great.
This is such a cool conversation.
Such a
Every
great
time I'm
conversation.
with Liz, I learn more and more and more about her. She's quite an extraordinary woman who's done an amazing amount of healing for herself and others. She really has.
Yeah.
And she's very special. And so this Thursday, was it December 8th? Is it the 18th?
18th.
Yes.
18th at 12 o'clock Eastern and 4 o'clock Eastern, we're doing the quantum healing.
Yeah.
And so I hope you all join us. It's $44 for the subscription. And I just did Honey had sent me a video of age reversing, and then I did it as a meditation. So that is in the library. And I've been doing it every morning too.
Mm-hmm.
Because every time something traumatic happens to you, it ages you. If you look at people who have had really hard lives, they tend to look older than they are. So the more you clear, the more you're reversing your age. And so I'm finding like I literally feel a shift every morning, and I'm focusing on 3 different events or just a feeling. And so that is, and it takes like 10 minutes to do. It's really simple. So,
Yeah, it's so amazing. I did a quantum healing for somebody, and then the next day, literally both me and my doggy, who's senior, we both felt so much better in our joints. I was like, "Oh my gosh, I feel so much better." And I'm like, "What was it? Was it like this?" And I'm getting it was the quantum healing.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Amazing.
so we hope you join us. We'll have all the links below, and if you want to get hold of Liz, we'll have her contact information as well. You can set up an appointment with her,
That'd be
and
fun.
she'll be at the quantum healing with us. So,
Definitely.
and yep, go ahead.
In the chat, because we
Yeah,
have a chat for the quantum healing. So she'll be in there. And if you contact her for an appointment through the chat, so if you're a member of Quantum Healing, then you'll get a discount from her
yeah.
for the session. Yeah.
So,
Beautiful.
yay.
Be so much
Okay.
fun.
Yeah, and the spoon
Yeah.
bending is on New Year's Eve. It's December 31st in the
Oh,
afternoon, so it's going to be 4 o'clock Eastern, so 2 o'clock
Yeah.
Mountain.
And I'll have the link in the description for all the stuff. Will
Yeah,
be all at the top. Yeah.
yeah.
Because it's going to
So
be a lot of fun.
it'll be a lot
It's
of
time to
fun.
have fun. It
Yeah, yeah.
really is.
that's the
Thank you
most
so
important
much
thing.
for being with us today, Liz. This was really
Yeah,
beautiful. And we're also going to have her YouTube channel below.
yeah.
Okay. All
Thank
right.
you. This was
Thank
super
you.
fun.
It
Thank
was
you.
Yeah.
fun.
All
Yay. And the
right.
sun came out.
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah. All
Okay.
right.
Bye, everybody. We
Bye.
love you.
Love
Bye.
you.
Thank you.